Hello and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D The Baker's Dozen. I have the distinct pleasure, first of all, I'm your not so humble Dungeon Master TJ, and I have the distinct pleasure of being joined by Cameron. Go ahead, you first.
Oh, hello. I play a Scoop Crinkle. If you roll, well, I'm a little shaky right now. I play Cleric of the Tempest. The best camera is a Canon.
Ah, that's cute, pithy, wonderful. Next is Angela.
Hi. I'm Nakano. My name is Nakano. You know, she screams, you scream, we all scream. I'm sorry. Apparently she's gone rogue.
Oh man, what a knee slapper.
I'm sorry.
And next is Noelle.
I am Noelle. I'll be playing Misheni Unknut, the Kenran Ranger. And, shoefish, don't bother me. Shoefish, don't bother me.
Cute. Yes, because you just fought a bunch of fish. And last but not least, our special guest today, joining us from last time, is Kevin.
Hey guys, I'm Kevin. I will be playing Carver today. And evil magic leaves such a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, fun. Cool. All right, great. So,
wait.
Yep.
You last.
No, we're good.
Definitely.
We did it. We're done.
Oh,
Nope.
Nope. All right,
I totally forgot about
I
Sean.
was totally gonna let you just go with it and roll. And...
Here we go.
What?
No, all right, Sean. Sorry. So very, very last but not least, Sean.
I'm Sean. I'm playing Tamarin, and I'm shocked that you forgot to do me.
Yeah, it's really leaning into this lightning and thunder.
Yeah. I've definitely never used that same pun before, also.
You know, you're such a cute lad. I don't know. Just thinking of a succulent. Of you being a succulent.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh,
I got that too.
Because you turn into a plant way more often than you should.
Yeah.
Which is
Several times.
A little succulent.
I love that you pulled out that succulent last week to run.
Yeah. Noelle
That was great.
has a bunch of air plants all over the house, so she just grabs one and is like, boop, that's you. That's pretty great. Okay, great. So, guys, welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, Baker's Dozen. Today we'll be doing just a little bit different. We'll take a little bit extra long breaks because it's such a nice day and we're doing a very long session. So we want to give our players a rest and me a rest, please. Great. So, of course, we'll edit that out for the episode. So, not to worry, you won't be sitting there waiting too long. Announcements. I don't believe we have too many announcements other than the fact that we love you all and thank you for joining us. Any announcements from anybody else? No? Great. Great. So then you guys want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I did not time myself today, so this is going to be a fun one. Great, so let's do a recap of the last session. What do you say? I'm going to pause our music here, and we are going to do a little recap. Last time on CrestVahllen. Okay, click this button. And away we go. While the Baker's Dozen collect their thoughts by the fire in their newly bequeathed estate, a knock at the door announces the arrival of Raisin Toman. The Raisin. The Raisin has been tasked with shepherding the party into nobility and realizes what a monumental task that may become. The group then prepare for the martial performance in the market square this evening, as Crane's absence is noted. A Scoop and Hannah arrive just in time for Hannah to spirit Tamarin away to Crane's manor, finding him in a state of drunken, self-loathing stupor. Sobering him up and getting him presentable, Crane is briefed on his performance. Boots are purchased from children, and the performance begins as the nobility arrive. Daggers are thrown, trapeze aerobatics are performed, and arrows are caught/sliced, causing a budding romance between Baikem and Crane. Later, back at the group's manor, Trisheni and Nakano feel the spirit of Masheni pass through them and nearly depart this mortal coil. With a harrowing event behind them, the gang set down to rest for the evening. The next day, the 38th, Nakano tells the fortune and insightfully gleans the history of Jin and Pebbles, while Scoop and Hannah have a heart-to-heart. Plans are made with the aid of Toma to hold a mixer at the party's new digs, in order to facilitate relations between Jin, Pebbles, and Zazushi. The mixer goes well, and with a little enticing, the seeds of bonding sprout between Pebbles, Jin, and Getsu. However, Tamarin receives an alarming message from the Seeker alerting them that they are under siege in the waters near Saivesh, the message cutting out before finishing. The baker's dozen quickly gather themselves, including Toma, and rush out to sea, finding the maroon Sutomabura missing many of its cannons and floating hither and yon, its crew nowhere to be seen. Instead, the party finds that Piscine creatures and odd Koatoa are aboard the ship, relinquishing the cannons from the galleon's grasp. A shark humanoid is also found and joins in combat alongside the gang when the fish creatures prove to be less than friendly. Battle ensues as winds pick up and the ships begin to drift apart. And those ships begin to drift apart. Some quick thinking, swimming, and acrobatics from Nakano and Masheni ameliorate the situation. And the sea creatures defeated, leaving an awkward moment of reflection between the party and the hammerhead humanoid. Now, welcome back to CrestVahllen. All right. Fantastic. Okay, guys. So we are on the Sutomabura. Carver is there with us. The anchor that Masheni had and rope that Masheni had tied both the ships together, Nakano had pulled the sails up and prevented them from becoming drifting too far apart. For the moment, the winds have quieted but not died down. The seas are mostly calm, but not too calm. And the corpses of those defeated lie among the Sutomabura, if not swept away by the ocean itself, pushed overboard. Many of the cannons are missing, and Carver stands there, or is present there, in this odd, transformed, large, half octopus or squid-like and great white shark form.
And Tammy's no longer confused, right? Did you? Or are you still confused? Hanging out.
I think he's still
I
confused.
probably am confused, right?
Yeah.
What? How long is it? Like a minute?
It's a minute. Yeah.
Minute, yeah.
So you got a minute up there, just acting like the John Travolta from Pulp Fiction, just up on the on the mast.
What the hell are you?
What? Get
Who
down!
are you? What? Why would I listen to you? I don't understand.
All right.
What's
I like it
going
up
on,
here.
Nakano? What's going on?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
What? I said Nakano, not what?
Who's
You're,
Nakano? I'm Nakano, right?
Your mic isn't on.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing fine.
No, I meant with Tamarin. Not
Oh,
Am I Nakano?
well, I'm so confused.
Yes.
Now both characters are confused. Nakano roll D10. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that me? now Sean's
Is that
confused.
me?
Maybe that's a side effect of being a plant for a bit, you know? Like maybe.
Not having a central
He was a
nervous
floating
system.
plant, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was.
Yeah, he was just like this. Oh, this floating plant, because you technically still had fly on you, and it made too much sense for you not to be concentrating on fly while you turn into a plant. It was the rule of cool, just kind of won that day out on that one.
That's right. Let's see. I suppose this spell goes away now.
Yeah, after like a good like a near solid minute of just straight up confusion, Nakano like pointing at, wait, who, me? And Tamara's like, wait, me? And go like, no, you? No, who's on first? What? Eventually, you pop out of your confusion and you're like, oh, right, Tamarin.
Yeah. I am Tamarin. You are Nakano.
I'm just going to do the detect magic ritual.
After about a minute, Carver's going to turn back into his normal size because it only lasts a minute.
Sure. So you're just like there, like very large, very odd looking, slimy, wet, like very intimidating looking. Also just kind of looking back and forth between Nakano and Tamarin, wondering like when this gang is going to get their act together and like talk to you or whatever the fuck is happening.
I knew landers were weird, but these ones are a little weirder than most.
Yeah. Fantastic. Are you ritually casting detect magic?
Yes,
Scoop?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
so this is going to take 10 minutes. So you
Yeah.
where do you set up your ritual?
Probably on the middle of the main ship, or the ship we're currently on.
Okay, so you set up near the mizzen or the center mast, the main mast. And you just kind of sit down and start doing your little bloop 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 ritual.
Yep.
Great. The afternoon is yours. We still have the. Go ahead. Okay, I thought somebody was going to say something. We still have the issue of the missing crew and the seeker and a bunch of things going on here.
Scoop, do you still have ascending?
I am fresh out right now.
Oh shit. Okay.
You can possibly, if the seeker is nearby, you can probably
Try the
locate.
compass. Maybe with the
Yeah.
compass. I think he might have
Yeah.
just like popped out of here with the.
That's what I'm thinking, but better
Teleportation
safe than
circle, but-
sorry, just in
yeah.
case there's this corpse floating down. in
Also, remember,
sea.
as a note, that the pearl that you had found that somebody had rolled an Arcana check on was blocking evocation and conjuration magic.
Oh yeah.
Which,
Did you eat that though, Carver? You're
we don't
muted.
know his name, but
Maybe. No, I did. I ate it.
Does it? Do you? Why? Did you eat it?
Carver's going to look at himself and go, where else was I supposed to put it? I mean, I
Fair
don't
enough.
have pouches or anything like that. We were kind of busy at the time.
Yeah, you also
Yeah.
don't know his name yet.
Oh, I don't.
No, you guys
I'm
haven't
sorry.
introduced yourself. You just started fighting together.
Hey, we're the baker's dozen, by the way. I'm Tamarin.
a scoop.
Machine.
Nakano.
Our friends were on this ship. We had a distress signal that they were under attack, so we got here as quick as we could. Do you know
So-
anything about this attack?
Carver's first going to say, I am, and then he's going to say this name that kind of sounds like he's speaking watery language of water falling and everything. Then first thing he goes, wait. Just looks at you guys dumbfounded, unless any of you speak Aquan.
Nope.
Yeah, just looks at the dumbfounded faces and goes, Landers call me Carver.
Carver.
I was investigating the area and felt the draw of this evil magic, and I came to investigate it. And then you guys showed up. I thought maybe you had something to do with this.
The one you currently have eaten, or is it around the area? The evil magic.
DM, was it that thing that I ate that I was sensing, or was it something else as well? 'Cause I did sense
Partially,
the runic
the thing that
magic.
you ate, partially was part of it. But it was also like the mere presence of the creatures that were here as well. But yes,
Okay.
I'd sort of probably say it's like kind of split down the middle between the massive creatures and the item itself.
I saw some of those weird sea spawn things that have been coming around, reappearing lately, and I could feel that draw of the magic.
Reappearing lately?
Yeah,
I'm-
they've been gone for a long time, and now they're starting to resurface.
Oh, we've seen them elsewhere too, but it's I didn't realize it was a recurring problem.
Yeah.
How long ago had they been? How long has it been since they were initially there?
We talked about this, DM, but I don't remember because it's been 2 weeks and it was quite a lord.
That's okay.
I know it's a long time. What do you remember? How long exactly we said it was?
Since you left.
Or since they did, or no, yeah, since those creatures had kind of disappeared and were now.
Ages.
Ages. Okay, it's been a long time. They were stories until they started to reappear.
Oh, kind of like dragons and such, and other things that we think are fake, but are mythical, but we're finding more and more to be true. Interesting. So
Carver
wait, so
nods as well as he can, for being a shark.
His whole body just like.
So you're following that here, and I'm sorry, you said you didn't see anybody else by the time you got here or anything?
No, I came on deck and maybe 10 minutes before you got here, there was nobody.
What?
That's not good.
But you didn't hear any rumbling underneath the boat when they were taking cannons?
It just got here, man. I was looking around.
Oh, okay. You said you were here for 10 minutes more.
That's Lander stuff, man. I was just starting my investigation when you guys showed up.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Do you feel all right with the orb or whatever you ate?
Yeah, do you have some indigestion or anything?
Yeah. So you sensed something evil and then you ate it?
Better than it rolling around. She was staring at it. I mean, she was staring at it when I took it from her, so...
Yeah, it made me kind of forget myself for a little bit, so thank you for doing that, I guess, but as long as you're okay, as long as you said your name, so you obviously remember who you are. Okay, so...
Do you have a plan for that, Pearl? Because we have a safe place we can put it.
I have a safer place to put it. I'll take it back to my teacher in the depths.
Okay.
Fair enough.
In this way, they can't steal it from me. They literally have to kill me to get it.
They most likely will.
Yeah.
I mean,
you seems like you can hold your own.
Yeah, you pretty much handled this battle fine.
Yeah, it was good.
The Leviathan protects me.
The Leviathan. So you're from the depths, I assume?
I am not. But my order... I live in an area that is adjacent to the depths. It's a big trench in the ocean, and we're about halfway down the trench where it starts to get dark. There's not as much light there as you would.
I see. So we've been investigating this corruption as well for a while, and we think that it might be coming from the deep. Do you have evidence to support that?
That's what I'm investigating. There seems to be something troubling areas of power in the deep, and I was sent up by my mentor, to investigate things that may be happening on the lander side.
Yes.
So, besides, we've seen this corruption elsewhere, from as far as fish and barnacle-y things happening all over this area, but also on land. There's and I pull out one of the test tubes that has some Sakura Blossoms still in it. These are called Sakura Blossoms or slave blossoms, but they're very dangerous. They kind of take over the body, and we've recently fought more. So it's kind of like a corruption by plants instead of by barnacles and the deep, I guess. So I don't know if they're connected or not, but it just seems odd.
That's an interesting thing that I'll report.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
By the way, does eating that pearl, does that nullify the effects? Are we able to do magic, do you think? How do you feel? Do you feel like you've stopped the magic by swallowing it?
Yeah, you didn't even say if he felt well or not, but you avoided the question.
DM, how do I feel? Do I feel like...
Oh, roll Constitution saving throw.
How big is the pearl compared to his esophagus? Is my
About like
question.
fist sized. But
Oh
he's
my
a
God.
he's a shark,
Yeah, he's
so
a
I mean
shark.
he's got he doesn't have an
Well-
esophagus. He just has mouth to stomach.
Yeah.
No,
I know. I'm just 12. It doesn't feel great. It feels like when you have something stuck in your throat and you feel like you need to drink some water, but you drink the water and it doesn't you can't get it down to a certain point down your throat, so it's just like kind of lodged there, and you have to spit the water back up. It's not like it's lodged in there. It's just imagine a kidney stone in your in like your esophagus.
It's like when you eat some of that. You're being nice to somebody and you eat that really bad cookie. You just have that rock in your gut for like hours afterwards. It's kind of.
I spit it out immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, your food sucks. Like,
I'm gonna try the secret.
That's when you hope they have a dog and you
right?
get sugar or start feeding them like swear words.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here. No. It's not comfortable. I've eaten nicer things.
Are you sure you
But-
can keep it in your body?
It doesn't feel great. Granted, your body is enhanced by the whole runic night thing you got going on.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel great, but you've had worse.
Yeah.
You're not sure if your form is actually stopping it from doing what it was intended to do, but there's really only one way to find out.
I don't know if it'll stop it. If it stopped it, but I think I'm fine to have it inside me for now.
Okay. Does somebody have the ability to use just the tiniest bit of magic that doesn't deplete them, that is of these two things that would be blocked?
Let me see.
You have a cantrip that is conjuration or evocation magic.
I cast light.
Oh, Mage Hand is also conjuration.
Yeah, I don't believe during the battle that any evocation or conjuration magic was casted. Because no damaging magic was casted.
Mage Hand is conjuration.
Okay.
So I'll just try to pop that.
And it just spell just fizzles.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh,
Well, I'm glad we tested it that way instead of something else.
Yeah.
So maybe I wonder
It's like
how
you
far
do
it
the
goes.
vocal and somatic components for it, and it just doesn't show up.
hmm.
Okay.
Granted, you don't know how powerful this pearl is. So
Right. Do you want to maybe you stand on that end of the ship, and maybe Carver, if you stand over there, maybe we can try seeing how
maybe he can poop it out.
much this affects?
You go stand over there, just like a toddler, and go
we can
poop
put
in
it
the
in
corner.
this. We can hide it in this in another dimension.
Yeah,
If you
wouldn't
can.
it block your stomach?
I will. Unfortunately, I can't let you take this.
Of course.
Yes.
No.
No. We
Yes.
understand.
I was just
We're just trying to.
Trying to find my friends, and we need to use the magic that.
Understandable. I'll go.
box.
Carver you just see Carver just start walking over towards the other side of the boat, away from everybody just a little bit.
Detect magic. Anything?
Yes.
Besides the thing in his stomach.
Yeah, I believe the tick damage will be able to penetrate his innards. I believe that's said in the spell that it has like a foot of. We'll call his innards wood. Sure, why not? Yeah, so you definitely can see there is some strong. I believe it's conjuration, transmutation, evocation, necromancy. Conjuration, evocation, transmutation, illusion, necromancy, and what am I missing?
Divination.
You sense, I believe it's a strong form of enchantment from this thing, because it is enchanting an area. Well, actually, let's look this up real quick, because if I remember correctly,
anything else on the boat? Magical.
Yes, once you go down to the hold, if you're doing like a whole thing, the teleportation circle is still there.
Yes.
However, its magic is highly diminished, seeing as it has roots in conjuration magic.
Okay.
Right. And nobody knows how to use it out of our group, so.
Yeah.
Abjuration, actually. So you sense not enchantment, so abjuration magic from the pearl within his tummy.
We'll go to the opposite side of the ship and cast mage armor.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, not mage armor. Mage hand.
Mage hand. Okay. I was about to say roll that wild magic, but it still doesn't work. Appears that the radius on this thing is enough to.
Wow.
The radius on it alone is enough to have the entire galleon within it.
Wow. Okay.
Can you use locate compass to try to hook onto the seeker somehow?
No, because that's the evocation.
No, it's not. Is it?
Isn't it?
Locate object.
Locate
I believe
object.
it's just divination, but I'll double check.
It's divination. I have a spell, but I just can't cast it.
It is divination.
Oh, so I can cast that then.
Yes.
Okay. Then I will use the compass to try to find the seeker.
Well, we have to locate an object, not the actual.
Oh, it can't be a
creature.
person?
No, it has to be an object.
Oh.
I gave
Right.
Like an object that you know the seeker has.
What did you
Says Carver from all the way on the other side of the ship. Like an object.
anything you saw while talking to the seeker when you were on?
I mean, his
did they
clothes,
have,
but he probably changed his clothes, right?
Is that like a staffer sometimes? Sometimes I know some folks use things that like help them channel their magic.
I don't think he had a staff because he's always like changing into different people and things. So I don't think he had like things with him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this will help, but I did drop a note like before we even teleported to, was it A14? He might have it on him.
You think so?
Or it might be on the ship. So
right. Well, we might as well try.
Wasn't that note for Zari Lotfi?
No, it was just dropped. So whoever picked it up. But either way,
it should be with the group.
Yes.
So I'll do that. Then I'll do that on that note.
Is Tamara familiar with the note? Has he seen it or touched it before?
I mean, can't I use it?
You can use the compass too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Compass, show me note.
Compass, show me note. You cast the spell. You're not getting a blip. And you're familiar with how the spell works. It has to be within 1,000 feet of you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure they pop somewhere on this teleportation circle, right?
That's what I'm thinking now.
Hopefully.
Or they're pretty far down.
Right. Well,
I think we should try to get both ships back to port.
If these fish people were there, though, and they were the ones attacking them, and they had this pearl, I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that they would have been able to use the teleportation circle.
Well, we don't know how long ago this person with the pearl showed up, though. Because when they... Oh, because that's right, because the sending spell cut off mid-sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, we're getting in some weird, possibly partial castings of certain spells here too, which could have very odd effects.
I mean, it's good that we know they're not like floating in the sea, at least from as far as we know.
Well, we don't know.
Well,
We don't know
in 1,000 feet, I should say.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
not
At least we're not
being,
going to be spooked by any sudden bodies floating around.
You know.
Although the note is, I mean, well, they do have the note then. That means, well, they threw it off board and just be dick. But you can come back, Carver. Sorry, we.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about this raisin?
You see Raisin stand up, go like, "Oh, well, I never believe it. Now that all that trifling business is done with, I do believe it's time for us to GTFO, as it were."
By the way, Tom, you look pretty handy with that knife there. Is something you're not telling us?
No, of course not. I just, a gentleman must be able to defend himself should ever a duel be pronounced, as is per usual.
Okay.
It's a
Got my eye
cape,
on you.
right?
Insight check.
Insight check? Okay, go ahead and roll insight. Where the fuck is my dice box? Oh, it's in the car.
I want to say my natural one from last session. He just automatically believes it from that.
18.
18. I have to go get my dice box real quick, so we're gonna take just a 30-second break, real quick. We'll be right back. Yeah, go pee. Folks, and we'll be back in just a moment. There we go.
I've been betrayed by my own dog.
What did he do?
Oh, he just left me.
For Angela.
Aw.
Oh, buddy. Right. So we're
18.
gonna roll some stuff here. 18. That's an 18. Total. So So yeah, so this is how how this is going to happen. You have a feeling there's more to what he's saying, but it also makes complete sense for him to be able to handle himself if he is the person that he says he is. Someone who's training nobility in all of these circles, whether that being proper duels, sanctioned or not, right? And being able to, even debutantes are taught how to fence, given the right circumstances. So,
Right. Okay. If you say so. I mean, it makes sense, but okay.
he's pretty
But
cool.
still,
Isn't
you look. I hate to be crass, but you look pretty terrible right now, too, Tony.
he? Yes, that's one of the reasons why I'd like to get the fuck out so I can get medical attention, because I am bleeding quite profusely.
Do you want me to look at you really
They'd
quickly?
cough up blood into their hand and they'd go like, Where can I wipe this? This is a very expensive coat. Just wipe it on the banister of the ship. Yes,
Yeah,
adds
it's fine.
character.
Now you're getting it.
Yeah. Can I just like try to patch?
Sure. I'm understanding the rustic charm of your sensibilities. It's just part of your whole aesthetic, as it were.
Sure.
Can I try to like patch him up a little bit with what? Like that.
Sure.
I mean, I
Yeah,
could
go ahead and
do-
roll a medicine check. Like not mechanical hit points, but you could at least stem the bleeding.
Yeah. 21.
21. Yeah, he took
Or-
quite a few hits.
I guess 22. Sorry.
22. Yeah, you can sit him down and be like, "Oh well, I do hope those bandages are clean." As you
Of course.
start to patch him up, you'll be doing that for the next couple minutes.
By the way, is the Sudamoburo still rigged?
It is like as in it still has the ropes on it. Yes.
Okay.
It is still rigged. It looks like the hatches were battened down and the sails were raised and everything was tied up to prevent it from moving or like prevent it from like catching wind before or who knows. But that's what it looks like when you came upon it. Pardon me. And that most of the there's actually now only 3 cannons left on what was, I believe, 20 or like 30 cannons that were on the ship. There are only 3 cannons left. 2 of them are still in their proper place. One was being removed as the creature was discovered, removing it.
By the way, when locate object fails, it doesn't. I've already used the spell. I can't use it again.
No,
right?
It's not that it fails. It continues for like the next hour, I believe, or 10 minutes to an hour. I can't exactly remember exactly how long it is. I believe it's an hour, or is it 10 minutes? And then if the object then becomes within 1,000 feet during that duration, then you get a ping.
Does it beep?
You just get a mental notification like, oh, it's over there.
Okay,
you just
great.
know that it's like it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you for 10 minutes. The spell, if the object, you sense the direction to the object's location as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of you, so you get a direction. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement. It's kind of like radar. Magical radar.
Is all like can we just go, or can I just go through the ship and see if like everything, like money wise and what was left on the ship before we left is still there? But except for like I'll also take account of the weaponry or like the cannons and whatnot. See if they just were going after the weapons or they were going after everything.
Right, good point. Yeah, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say roll an investigation check. So you're looking just for like any of the weapons on here. Yes.
No, I'm just doing a broad we already
You're trying to say like, okay, the place was robbed. What was stolen?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to redo my steps of the first time we investigated when we searched the ship.
I understand. So you're like trying to like
inventory.
Exactly.
Investigation 18.
18. Scoop, you take the next couple minutes. So while Macheni is patching up and they're having this conversation, you go around and you, Detective Scoop or Detective Crinkle, go around and really, really search the hell out of this ship. You notice that I can't remember exactly how many cannons that were on this ship, but it doesn't matter. Most of them are missing. There's only 3 remaining. Like there's a lot of them. They're just gone. And you see that the ropes that had been attaching them and the tethers that had put on them either have been snapped, gnawed through, or cut. None of them have been untied. You also find the armory, which had the the black powder pistols and rifles within them that armed the the crew of this ship, when it was still the original crew of the Sutomobora, there are still a few of these left. It had not been completely ransacked or stolen. However, you don't know what that means. There could be a bunch of reasons as to why that is. There could, who knows, when the members of a Zon Corps that procured this ship could have had them on their person when they left. They could have been thrown overboard. They could have been taken by the Piscean creatures. You don't know. But there are still a few left here. It appears that from investigation as a whole, they were focused on the most dangerous technologically advanced weapons on this ship, the guns and the cannons. Now, that seems a little odd, seeing as none of these things would work underwater.
They're probably taking them for somebody else, right?
I'm assuming ammunition's gone too.
Um,
Or cannonballs, I should say.
Yeah. Oddly enough, most of that's still here, but there is some missing. What's mostly missing, actually, as far as ammunition is concerned, is there are actually a couple casts of black powder missing, and a couple crates of personnel ammunition, like gun ammunition, not cannonballs.
Okay.
That's missing more than cannonballs.
How many casts? How many things of black powder?
I mean, that's. Oh, okay. I don't want to get too bogged down in the numbers because that's a little bit pedantic. But to know that there is enough black powder here to run the 3 remaining cannons on the Sutomobora for the foreseeable future.
Okay. What about the gold? Like, I'm more concerned about like valuables, like gold. I know the weapons.
Yeah, like you go through the captain's cabin and through like the treasury and all that stuff. Nothing's taken. No gold, no jewels, nothing. This the weapons.
So that's
I mean, granted, this isn't a treasure galleon. This was supposed to be like, this is the Black Cauldron Initiative. This is supposed to be like, a peacekeeping ship gone rogue. That was meant to be a war galleon, a deterrent to war, a deterrent to war galleon, I guess. And so it doesn't keep a lot of treasure, but like if you look among the captain's stuff, like a lot of the valuable stuff and the trophies that they keep is still here. There's like nothing, like things that would obviously been grabbed if like pirates came aboard this ship has not been grabbed.
I go back up to the group.
You got it. Copy that.
What'd you find?
Well, go ahead, Noah.
Oh, what'd you find?
All the valuables are still on the ship. Like gold, gems, I guess whatever they had before, but all the weaponry, some gone, some are still here. Ammunition, the shooty things that the guy shot himself with.
Right. Have you seen this
She
type of
attempted to
technology?
shoot herself, but
no, he killed. Oh yeah, he was like very
well. That was Captain.
No, he did.
Captain
Yeah,
Amata
he did kill
Yukari. Captain Amata Yukari attempted to shoot herself, but was stopped.
No, the quartermate no, not course.
Fruth Lavoud?
Fruth Lavoud.
Fruth Lavoud did not die. He was alive.
I know. He shot himself to death, but I revived him. Or I healed him.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Woo! I forgot.
Carver, have you seen any weapons like this, in your neck of the woods, or have you seen anything like this before?
Sorry, that was to me.
Yes.
Have I?
Mm-hmm.
No, this is the cutting edge of technology of landers.
No, those are
It's land stuff too.
Yeah. While Carver's doing this, he'd be checking the bodies though to see if they have any more of that runic sense stuff that brought him to the ship in the first place, or any information since he's investigating them.
Yes, of course. You get a faint. Go ahead and roll. I'm gonna say this is your purview. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check at advantage, because this is you're a shark sniffing out blood, but your blood is like rune magic.
Oh, that's so funny.
Nice. 18.
18. So you do get some feedback from the thing that's still within your form. It's like having your sinuses clogged with like ginger or like a smelling salt, and it's like a little hard to overpower because it's like in you. And like when you burp something back up and you smell it again of what you just ate, it's kind of what it feels like. But you do sense some strong power. It's not necessarily the runic power that you're focused on, but the teleportation circle that you walk across, this like circle with a bunch of runes on it that you have seen like things. It's completely different from things that you have seen before, but it kind of like elides back to some familiarity of possible some other ritual powerful circles. But this doesn't seem to be, you sense the magic from it and there's runes on it, but it doesn't seem to be the source of what it is that you came here for. A partial of that is within you and the residual like air and aura of the creatures that were once here. But you do, with such a high roll, understand that residual was a residual of a residual, meaning that those creatures were once at a place of runic power, and some residual was left on them that kind of was brought here. So you kind of like followed their runic trail, if it makes sense. And you appeared like you're the only one that's attuned to this stuff. So you're like, okay, they came from somewhere that I am able to sense. But they weren't the source of it. But they brought a powerful magic item that possibly could have been made or came from there. So there's a bunch of unknowns here. But there's definitely a very strong tie to like something happened here that's definitely tied to what it is that you're searching for.
Cool. I'm going to say this. Carver would look down and see like all the runes and see that they're not written like in the deep language and go, those are wrong. And then just move on.
Have you noticed, Carver, with in your experience with some of these resurging creatures that are corrupted, are they able to have their own thoughts and things too, or no? Like the ones that we've seen haven't, except for the latest flowers, seem to not really have their own purpose. I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, it just seems odd that they would be trying to steal weapons to trade with somebody or do something, right? Or on their own volition.
Point of order.
Probably wouldn't.
Point of order. You did show him like a Sakura in Sakura Blossom in your vial. You can just because of how strong your scent is, granted it's a lot stronger underwater, can smell that a little bit. That smells nothing like the power that is going on underwater. Like they're two completely different entities, but you do sense it's like the other side of a coin, or it's like comparing apples to oranges. Even though they're both fruits, they're completely different. This does have some runic power on it, which is very surprising because you're like, landers don't have runic power. What the fuck? There's something going on with the Sakura petals or with that she's holding, and it's a little scary because there's something very similar to that with what's going on underwater, but they're two completely different entities.
Okay.
Like it's a completely different pantheon of runic stuff that's going on, but there's some stuff definitely there. It's like she just handed you a whole new mystery that it's a lot to digest.
It smells similar, but it's not. Like, I can tell they're different, if that makes sense.
Right. Though that does. I mean, that makes sense. There's fish and flowers. I mean, that's, yeah.
I also can't stress this enough, like, there is something similar as far as the magic is concerned going on with the Sakura stuff that you just sensed with the underwater stuff that you just sensed, but they stem from two different origins.
One can only hit land, one can only hit water.
They're They don't seem like they came from the same place. It seems like they're doing similar things, though.
Right.
And as
perhaps they
sorry,
both
go ahead.
try to serve the same ends.
That's the other thing you sense. The runic energy that is within you, Carver, feels at odds with the runic energy within the Sakura. And your energy is like parallel to the stuff that you've been tracing. It's just they're just two sides of the same coin, but it's like essentially the same origin. This origin that is you, like the sea runic energy, is like entirely at odds with the Sakura origin.
It's definitely not similar to my power that's going on the land. It doesn't feel right. Even this evil that I've been tracking, it still is similar to what I know and what I am. But those blossoms, they're alien to it.
Interesting.
A good analogy would be like cats and dogs.
Both
Apples
are
and
pets,
oranges.
but
Yeah. But, it doesn't really hold true as much anymore because cats and dogs get along all the fucking time.
It's like anemones and sea cucumbers.
Okay.
What an analogy.
Tammy, go ahead and roll D10. You're confused again. I'm just kidding.
interesting. I find it interesting that there's... Okay, first of all, there's runic magic, and then second of all, that these flowers are being affected by that as well. Like, I can clearly see the runes that you utilized during the battle, and that makes sense to me, but like... And I'll put my goggle down and start really looking at the petals.
Let's just see if you
I
see
don't
tiny little
see
runes.
anything. Yeah, I don't see anything on this. It's very odd.
Carver, do me a favor. Roll one more Arcana check at advantage here. Actually, this can be history if you like. Either one.
Well, they both have the same bonus, so
Great.
let's just go with one of them.
Yeah.
13.
13. Okay, so you are familiar with like where the runic energy of the underwater stems from, like the old like primordial forces of water and all that kind of deal and everything. You're sensing that kind of same stuff, that primordial sense from the Sakura. So like land versus sea, like Pita versus whatever.
Yes. I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that land against sea.
But they're all like strongly rooted in like the elements of being water, earth.
Yeah, earth. It's like earth against water, it smells like.
I wonder if there's like fire abjuration then, or air abjuration.
It has to be, right? I mean,
Right.
we just saw...
It's been getting worse since the giant rock fell into the depths.
Oh yeah.
Was this just a couple of weeks ago, by chance?
It's been it started us looking at these things.
Yeah, I mean, you imagine it's probably been getting worse for a lot longer than that. It's just that was your like Otis
was
to be
our
like, oh
trigger. That was
shit,
the
we
thing,
should go
like-
do something about this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that happened, so we went and investigated this, and then found.
Like, oh no, the sky and the land are attacking. We have to go do something.
Yeah, we investigated that. It was pretty crazy. I don't know if you saw that, but we went there. There were a bunch of water elementals there. We had to fight.
Right, and it wasn't like a normal rock either. I don't know if you saw that too, but if you made a little ping on it, it caused vibrations throughout. It's very challenging to get off too, like in little samples and things. But
And every
Yeah.
time we did try to knock a piece loose, it created more water elementals or strengthened them, it seemed.
Right.
So there's some connection there between the sea, I would think. Between that rock and the sea.
Right.
Or to just water, at least.
My
Go ahead.
I was gonna say my mentor was the one who investigated that, and then when he returned, he had me start checking out up above and in the land and everything like that.
Oh.
Are you able to
Interesting.
breathe air for a while? Or how long?
Can be out for a little bit. I just got to make sure I get back in the water at least once a day for a while.
Okay. That's not bad.
I don't like to be out here though.
I'll just take a bucket and splash him with water. Here you go.
It's fresh water, and you start to like seizure.
Carver just looks at you with this dead eye and goes, that doesn't help.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's like hot and dry up here. I feel like
How you mentioned the Leviathan protects you? What's the Leviathan? Pardon my ignorance. But
It's what my orders gets our power from and respects, worships.
Isn't that the god?
They are powerful creatures of the depths.
We came across something that I would describe as a Leviathan. I don't know if that's what this was, but
the
the
purple?
purple. Yeah, I'll describe that encounter that we had.
okay.
With the purple.
Carver, he describes to you this one massive purple tentacle-like entity,
and
that-
the mass that we detected that was associated with that one.
Right.
Purple.
And like this massive mass. Go ahead, Carver. Roll a history check at advantage for me, please. You're asking Carver like all the right questions as far as like this is his ballywick, so he like knows a lot about this stuff.
didn't we try
13, because Carver wasn't always the best student.
Perfect. Carver, you do recognize what this is, though. You don't know a whole lot about it because you didn't pay very much attention, but you do know that this is known as the Kraken of the Depths. This is, for lack of a better term, an ancient Leviathan that has been tied to the fate of the seas and the waters itself since time immemorial, since like the primordials ruled, and it's like this immortal being that if the sea isn't doing well, it's not doing well. Granted, it's not tied to any like specific sea deity, like it's not tied to Istitia. It's just the embodiment or a personification of sometimes the health of the sea, but it also is its own individual entity and can have its own whims. Like it can do its own thing. Like if it wants to just go on a tirade and just fucking destroy a bunch of ships, it can without affecting the ecosystem of the ocean. It has this kind of symbiotic relationship with the ocean. It's also
It sounds like something
It's a
that would be
Leviathan.
kind of yeah, I'd be big and kind of respected in my order and everything.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Whoops.
It's a Leviathan. It is granted. It's one of those things where, how do I explain this properly? I don't want to give you too much because it wasn't a great history check, but it's one of those things where
Right.
if it was ever annihilated, wouldn't entirely affect the health and the ecosystem of the seas itself. Because it's not that type of relationship. It reflects what the sea is, but the sea doesn't reflect how it's doing.
Okay.
But if it's acting out, it could be a good temperature gauge as to how the sea is doing.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So,
So that-
It's also not dumb. It's
Yeah.
sentient. It's smart. It's massive. It is considered one of the great leviathans.
Well,
One of the great Leviathans, user.
Well, it the Kraken of the Deep. Well, it seems it didn't want you. If you're here now,
Yeah.
I guess that's a good thing. I mean,
if it wanted you, it would have taken you.
Why was it
Yeah.
attacking us then? To like teach us a lesson or something?
They may have talked about that in the lessons. I was kind of dreaming
Yeah.
about what my magic could do that day. I'm sorry. But what I do know is that if it's being aggressive and attacking, that means that there's something going on in the depths.
Well,
Yeah,
it
there
was
clearly
full-
is. Yeah.
Wasn't it full of barnacles too?
I don't remember that.
no,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, I remember that purple column. It was.
I will have to tell my master about that, thank you. If he doesn't know already, that's very important.
Yeah.
Regular barnacles.
Yeah, I don't think there were barnacles on it, but
Mm-mm.
he was not happy.
Him not being happy is an important aspect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And this is also, Carver, you're familiar with, this is common with Leviathans for them to reflect the health or be like a good measurement or gauge as to what's going on in the depths. If they start acting up, things are weird. If they start having a certain type of temperament, things change. But again, they are first and foremost, although they are considered entities and embodiments of the elements themselves, they are distinct, separate individuals. If they were to perish, it doesn't like affect the. Granted, like having an apex predator disappear becomes a problem on another like ecological level. But yeah,
I have one question for you.
sure.
Would I know if he would to stay in one spot or if he would be moving around in an area?
The Kraken of the Depths? The
Yeah.
Kraken of the Depths, well, that depends. Sometimes the Kraken of the Depths will like root itself in an area for prolonged, we're talking years and years and years and years and years and years, and just stay there and like go dormant until awakened or feel like it needs to. Maybe it's taking energy, who knows? And sometimes it'll use what you know as just the cavernous deep. You don't, there's no like actual name for it. You just colloquially call it the cavernous deep, which is like just tunnels that go throughout like the core of the under like rock of the world, that it can pretty much get to wherever it wants to by like going through tunnels like through the core of the world and get it to wherever it wants to. So it can essentially pop up wherever the fuck it wants to, and you're familiar with that. And it's like consider it like water under dark. That's kind of what it's like, except they're huge, and it just goes everywhere. And nobody goes down there. Not even the Tritons go down there. Nobody fucking does, because it's just way too fucking dangerous. And you just the crushing depths, like even the Tritons can't survive that type of stuff.
Where did you encounter them at?
I'll show them on my map.
Oh, great. Yeah, you, the cartographer, pull out your map and show him. I believe this was where your ship had sunk from the tidal wave.
Yeah, because we were back trying to get our cannon back.
Yeah, you show him, Carver. This doesn't seem entirely out of the ordinary. It's very possible that could have happened. Granted, as I said, it could pop up anywhere where there's water.
But it's interesting that it happened not far from where the rock landed, from where the meteoroid.
That's true. Yeah.
Right? So, like,
Could have been going to check it out or something.
right. Be it was summoned.
But it seemed trapped.
Oh
So
no.
You can't trap the Kraken.
Good
I
luck.
mean, it seemed trapped.
Why
I'm
was
just
he didn't
saying.
seem trapped? He was
Didn't?
moving around. No.
He was moving around one tentacle. He has 8. He could have killed us instantly.
That's why I'm saying. That's why Carver's saying that he could have killed us if he wanted to.
He
Probably
clearly
just-
didn't want you. He was warning you to stay away, it sounds like.
I wonder if he felt like he was just batting away some gnats or something.
Yeah.
Not a bad
We did
analogy.
destroy. Well, I won't. Never mind.
It's like a cow just sitting there chewing cud, and its tail just moves, being like, "I don't need to move. Just get out of my way." You know.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, one other thing you might want to mention to your teacher is that we've seen like these Piscine abjurations on land as well. Like they've come up onto the land to attack us, and so it's not just in the water. This particular corruption has been seen on land as well,
That's
and it's related to a specific object as well.
What type of object?
We've known it to be an idol that seems to be not of this plane.
Mhm.
Something that, when touched, the corruption springs from it.
Just like those barnacles.
Right.
And you don't even have to touch it to be affected by it. Lots of us had very poor sleep just from it being in a near vicinity from us. So we were getting exhausted by the nightmares that it was cause. And paranoia. I mean, it's madness, paranoia happening a lot. So.
Carver, this sounds really similar to what all Rune Knights experience when they undergo their like meditation training in order to become a Rune Knight.
Familiar.
Oh yeah.
But
Have you seen other objects like this before?
Do you show him the object?
Maybe you can draw a rough sketch.
Well, you
of
have the
it?
book, and it just shows a picture of it on the page.
Oh,
Okay.
it does.
Yeah, it shows a picture of what it
that's
is on the.
cool. I didn't know that's how it worked.
it just like does a like a cross. As soon as like you store the item into the page, it goes like this beautiful artistic like Velasquez style like oil painting
Oh, that's
cross
super
patch.
cool. How do we
thing
get
on
it
the
out
page.
of it? Well,
You
I don't have to
tear
worry
the
about
page
that
out
now.
and you rip it up, and it appears in its space.
Oh,
Oh, that's so
Wow.
cool. I love that. Did you
Yeah.
come up with that, DM?
Partially. So one of a couple of others DMs. Some of them. Thank you to Reddit, the D&D thread, and everything else. We come up with some cool things, and thank you to some of the Instagram
Yeah.
people that I follow. That they have come up with some really cool things like that. So yeah.
Very cool. I'll show you show him the picture of it. Yeah. Does this look familiar to you? Have you seen things like this before?
Carver, this looks extremely familiar. This is like a lot of what the architecture and what the like reliefs and like some of the like statuesque forms in these places of runic power that these 3 places of runic power that you're familiar with around the boundless Thalasia. This is like, that's the art style, like for sure, 100%.
shit, dude.
those should not be this far from where they came from.
Granted, you've never seen an item like this. You've never seen this
No.
item like this idol, but you know that art style.
That seems really far from where I'd seen things like this.
Yeah, this is where the corruption was coming from.
Mhm.
That's not good. That's
Do you think the corruption could be coming from these places of power that you speak of?
what places of power that I've spoken of. I haven't talked about those yet.
He hasn't. That was just his inner
I guess
monologue.
you're right, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. What do you mean it looks familiar to you?
Yeah.
There are places of power in the depths. Like,
Ah.
You know it. Sorry, I'm like, he literally just told me these things. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Places of power that I'm mentioning. My teacher's been trying to investigate them. We've had trouble getting close to them.
Hmm.
There's several nearby.
There are.
Several in this area.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
Are they
be-
underwater? Or?
Well, yeah, they wouldn't be ruining places of power in the depths if they were above ground.
I suppose not. But we found this above ground.
Would you be able to look at the map and like point where they might be? I'm wondering if we can find some correlations.
Mm.
Yeah, I know where they are, but I couldn't tell you like names. I could tell you the underwater names, but I don't know if that would mean anything to you. He starts saying something that's in Aquan and be
Sure.
kind of the equivalent of the place where the squids go to every year at a certain time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not
Tamron's
anything
map
that
is
would
still
make sense to anybody.
out on like the navigation table on the Sutamabora, and you're like, yeah, because he had it out before when he was pointing where the meteor fell, and he was like, that makes sense. Yeah, that I know where that is. And like, it's weird to see a map like this that shows land, because who gives a shit about the land, right?
Yeah.
You only really care about the mountains that are underwater.
The land's the smallest part of the world. I don't get why you landers think it's so great.
Well, it's just because we can like breathe and stuff.
I can breathe. It's not that great.
Great. So yeah, you feel confident that with this map you could point where these places of power, if you choose to share that information.
Please.
Did you really say that to him?
No.
He's working on a
Tamron-
thesis.
There we are.
He does those bats his eyes and little sparks come out of the corner of his crow's feet.
He's not going to point out all of the ones nearby, but he'll point out the one that's closest to where the meteor went down.
Okay.
Okay, so you point at. Let me just get my map up here real quick. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's the one near the Saval Atoll.
Correct.
A14. The one we.
That's a Sinsu Atoll.
Or
No. Set.
Saval Atoll is on the other side of Namang.
Yeah, that's the one we talked about.
Is there any closer to here?
Wouldn't he have that
Yeah.
on his map already, too?
No.
No?
This is not information that you guys haven't learned at all.
So the bird poops on the map mean nothing then.
The bird poops? What are you talking about?
He summoned.
I sent to Blip. I did cast sending to Blip, and she made like 3 marks on the map. For bird poop.
Right. These line up. That one lines up at least. The Saval Atoll. So again, it's a very vague area. It's somewhere around the Saval Atoll. Where exactly is not precise. The bird poop that splotted, one does line up with where Carver, as your finger just goes into dry bird poop.
Can I clean off the bird poop and mark it with like an X instead of there being bird poop on
Sure.
my map?
Do you have prestidigitation?
Yes.
Okay, you can prestidigitate the bird poop off the map.
Thank you.
Like it's like scoop bird poop on my map. Come on, man. Yeah, you can. The 3 locations that you see Tamron make an indication with, Carver, I'm not sure if you shared this information, do line up with what it is that you're looking at. Somewhere near the Saval Atoll, somewhere near Shrewshaw Haven, which is like the southeast of Southern Dynasty, and somewhere in, I believe, the Bagaket Archipelago.
So then at that point, Carver would look at it and go, "You already have them marked down. I don't need to tell you."
Oh, I guess we just didn't know exactly what that was.
Right. Because the bird came and shat on it, so we didn't.
It's not like it's. You folks might have a little bit of trouble getting there to them, but
Yeah, if only we could breathe underwater for a while.
Tamron, could you please roll an intelligence check for me?
Oh man.
I will allow you, if you so choose, to use Ben Luck on this if you like.
Why wouldn't you allow me to?
That's a good question. Fair enough.
I think it was pointing that out.
Wait 30 seconds while TJ pulls something out of his butt.
I don't think I need to. I think intelligence.
Yeah.
17.
17. Your mind harkens back to when you had tried to destroy the first idol that you were, and you tried everything you could. And through some intense magic analysis, you realize that one of the, if not the only way to get rid of this thing would be to bring it home.
That's right.
And
isn't that what
let
we
it
asked?
do its intended purpose.
Right.
Right. That's
And-
why the bird poops, right?
I believe it was a different instance, but it did tie into that. And you're starting to see all these dots like connect and these chains start to link up. As to perhaps this is the home. Perhaps this is where they are intending to go. So there are some opportunities here, however, could be dangerous.
Could be dangerous. I feel like it for sure is going to be dangerous.
You also know that, like, there's that thing that you figured out before, like, do we really want to bring this thing to what it was trying to do? We know that probably could get rid of it, but are we sure we could do what it is we need to do before it does what it wants to do? Like, there's a bunch of stuff up in the air.
Are we going to accidentally trigger a world-ending event, you know?
Right. Also, we were talking about how it could be destroyed by like lava too, maybe? You would think?
It's
Do
possible.
you know of any underwater volcanoes, Carver? That might be a little closer than the one all the way over here, and I'll point to the one that we had figured out was like months journey. months of journey away.
Would I know that, DM? Know something like that?
Did you encounter an underwater volcano, Machete?
What? Just in general,
Yeah, no, I'm asking. I don't entirely understand your question here.
I was asking Carver if he knows of an underwater volcano that might be closer than the above land volcano that we do know of.
Oh, you mean? Oh, you're right. You mean the one that was?
Place, yeah, as a possible place to get rid of the idol.
Was that one? That was the. Was that the Sensu Atoll? No, that was the.
It was like not near the Seeker, but it was somewhere else, right? Like it was.
Was that where Wellwall A12 was?
No.
I don't remember. Did you encounter a volcano?
We did not encounter it. We were told of where one was.
I'm trying to remember.
And we figured out that it was way too far away.
Oh, the Sintawa chain is a chain of islands created by a still active volcano.
Right. Maybe
that's over to the east. East of the Bagaket archipelago.
Okay.
Carver, go ahead and roll a history check for me.
I'm pretty sure Carver doesn't because I got a 5.
Underwater volcanoes are not necessarily rare, but you got to catch them while they're erupting. Otherwise, they're just mountains.
Okay.
Or you have to go really far down in the depths, and that's...
Right.
Right.
You know a lot of geothermal vents, but...
Mm-hmm.
Probably not hot enough.
No.
Macheni, do roll an Arcana check though for me, or a History. It depends on which one you do too. You're gonna get different results.
Okay. I'm gonna do Arcana.
Okay.
17.
17. Magma is a very powerful natural force. It is essentially the mixture of fire and earth. And seeing as these things are somehow tied to the primordial energies of the world itself, I'm not sure about these fetishes, but just whatever is going on here, it's possible, perhaps magma. It's a very, very dangerous, it's a very, very powerful force, it's a very, very powerful element. It could do something against this. However, you also are very well aware that this thing is not only made of some material or metal or stone that is entirely foreign or alien to this world, that has proven more than difficult to deal with, but also is infused with quite a bit of a lot of magic. Meaning that if you were even to attempt this, you might be better off choosing some sort of magma or lava that was highly magical as well, or had some enchantment along with it. Macheni hasn't spent any time in the Razorfang mountain range, has she?
No.
Okay, so then that's all you get.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but I think magically
It's plausible.
Yeah.
Granted, there's a lot of this thing that you don't know about. Also, who knows what would happen if this thing was disposed of improperly? Or, like, outside of its intended use.
Right.
And if that would be even possible.
Right. So I'm just relaying to the group that it's plausible, but maybe we should, I guess maybe the only way really to get rid of it would be via its intended purpose, but just because we don't know what might happen otherwise. And I think normal lava might not do the job necessarily. Just thinking about the magic.
Because we've determined that this is not really of this plane, right?
Right.
So maybe something of this plane wouldn't even be able to destroy it.
Like the fact that, when I think about my other selves across different planes, like even drawing on that energy and it still not being affected by that's kind of frightening. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Like, I can return that to my teacher and we can try and return it to the place of power.
Is there a way that you know of that us landers, as you have called us, could come with you safely? Or at least be able to breathe? Okay.
In the past, have there been collaborations between landers and your people as well?
DM?
It's rare.
Yeah.
There's just too much animosity between, it's more about ignorance and what they don't know. John, blow your nose.
Sorry, I have an allergy. So.
Yes, blow your nose with the mic on. Yes, please.
It happens, but it's extremely rare.
Okay.
It's just like, that you live on the other side of this, it's two different worlds, man. It's nigh two completely different worlds. And I mean, there's horror stories from both sides. I mean, like, oh yes, the sea monsters have dragged you down. Don't go too far out to sea, or the sea creatures will, like, bring you down into the watery depths and drown you, and never see your family again. Whereas, like, the same gig, like, oh well, don't get too close to land, or the landers will fish you out and like put you on display and kill you and your family just to eat you and cook you over a fire. Like, same old bullshit. And all obviously rooted in some truth, for sure.
I mean, yeah, Carver's probably seen like fish displayed when he's come up on land and shit like that before. So
there's been like people who have caught hammerhead sharks and be like, "Hey, look what I caught!" Hanging upside down, bleeding out into a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that the dinner is softer, but I am concerned about how, even taking it out of the book and having it be. I'm worried that it'll cause more problems, right? For everything that's even near it, including you and your master.
I will not force it from you, but at least my master will know where it is if we need to find you later on. If we need to find it.
Absolutely.
Yes. And if we figure out a way to get to one of these places of power, we'll try to contact you and see if maybe...
He can't. We can't. He has the...
What?
He has the pearl. That's...
No, but he won't.
Well, not forever.
Yeah.
I mean, he said someone has to kill him, so I assume
He's gonna pass it.
What? It's just gonna be... Yeah, you'll poop it, right?
Yeah, you have normal bowel movements, right?
Yeah.
I want to be very clear about this. You could. This is like, it's not in your digestive tract yet. If you wanted to, you're a shark. You could like reach down and pull it out if you really want to. You might need somebody else's help to do it, but
George is going to look at you and go, "It won't be there forever."
It's not in a safe place, then.
Well, he's going to take it back to his...
I'm just being character, man.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, we could use your help if we're trying to get to this place of power and we figure out a way to get there.
Right.
You seem to know your way around it, and you're pretty big and scary.
But, I feel like we've at least...
apprentice.
We've at least helped each other, and hopefully we can have some sort of alliance in the future a little bit when it comes to this stuff.
If need be.
All right. I mean, this is all fascinating, but I am still worried about where the Seeker and everybody went and why the guns are gone and things.
Yeah.
You were smelling around a lot before, Carver. Are you... Does that... I assume that also works in the water. Could you, like, sense if somebody, like a trail or something? Or is it just...
Potentially. Depends on where they're going and if they're bleeding or not sometimes.
Gotcha. Were there any drops of blood on the ship before we
very good
obviously
question.
attacked those people?
Roll an investigation check for me.
Oh, 22.
22. You go through the ship with a fine-tooth comb, and you find some traces of very old, like, viscera and stuff like that. Some old blood stains. Nothing of recent that would be within the past day or a couple days. However, on the teleportation circle, you do see what looks like a fresh splatter of blood that couldn't be more than a day old.
Like
It looks like a
I guess-
slash wound, like someone
Yeah,
slashed them,
okay.
and like the swords or blades scattered it upon the stone.
Okay.
This is the only like red humanoid blood that could possibly belong to the people that you're looking for. The rest of the blood comes from Piscean creatures that you just fought.
Right.
Meaning that if there was a battle and anybody was hurt or injured, it was short-lived. You're muted, Sean.
I can hear you.
And it's just right there too, right? That's the only blood. It's just on the
only
teleportation.
place,
Circle?
yeah. I mean,
Does
it's
it
not
look
the
like
only
a
blood on the
mortal
ship, but it's the
wound?
only blood that from like humanoid.
Right.
Right.
Except for Toman's loogie.
Right.
Um.
I guess this is the only spot.
Does it look like enough blood to be mortal, like a mortal wound, or
It does not.
okay?
Flesh wound at most.
Oh, okay.
Could be a deep flesh wound, but
I think they're okay, and they just bamfed somewhere. That's my
Okay.
hope. But
Looks like it could be just a scratch.
we should probably get moving soon, though.
Yeah. Okay, so I suppose we can. Should we tow this boat back with us, or is that going to cause implications to us that we might commandeer it or something? Right?
They're going to. They're going to where we came from, anyways.
Yeah,
We gotta bring the boat.
as long as we keep the same heading and we, I think it's pretty clear what happened, right?
If you are leaving, then I must return to my search.
Yes.
All right.
Farewell.
Was-
And then Carver goes to the edge and dives
Oh,
right.
bye.
sploosh.
See you later.
Oh, that was cool.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
No
Thanks-
problem, guys.
thanks for
Have a
joining us.
Great rest of the session.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
Yep.
Bye.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Change the layout.
I'm on top of it.
Okay, just make
Should we tow the Palmbringer with the Sudamar Bro just because it's bigger?
That would make sense, right? Yeah. Let's do that. At least I've tied up some of it already. We can finish tying it up and make sure everything's all set so we can tow the palm bringer.
Are we going to take what's left on the ship?
Huh?
Are we going to take what's left on the Sunamabora?
We're gonna take it? What do you mean?
What's left on it? Like we didn't last time, but since no one's here, do we?
You mean
Like, there's like 1,000 gold on the ship.
You mean steal the gold?
Well, I mean,
No.
I think
I
given
don't
that
think
we're
we should.
given that we are going back, if we were going to,
that's true.
back to Shylong, sure. But Saivesh, especially with
Given the
our new
gravity
friends
of
here,
yeah.
I'm just gonna keep
and
passing.
point over at Raisin,
Yeah.
probably not a good idea. Also, I guess
If I'm not
Raisin,
mistaken, this is the flagship of the Cauldron Initiative. This has been missing for quite some time. If I'm correct, this is one of the ships that was deemed captured by enemies that is supposed to attack the capital of the Northern Dynasty.
Is that what the rumors are about?
That's what the rumors are. Yes.
That's insane.
that's
Oh my
ridiculous.
god. That's
Wait.
ridiculous.
Oh, how
Okay,
ridiculous
so
is it
you guys
if
knew that.
we just if half of these rumors appear to be true, seeing as it was being run by people that weren't supposed to be running it, if I heard your entire conversation correctly.
Well, would you like to hear the story of how we came across the Sudamabara? My
Yeah,
friend, let's have a seat. Let's have a conversation.
Sure, I love story time. Please continue patching up my wounds in the meantime.
Exposition at level 100.
You got it. You got it. Ooh, very good point, actually.
He is core too.
He is core.
that's
He is a core individual. His expression is emotionless throughout the entire thing. He sounds entirely unsurprised. He looks. There are actually a couple times that he does feign, like, "Oh, really?" Some astonishment. He does feign some of these things. Almost as if this story is not entirely surprising to him, but it is. But it does appear to believe you. He seems to be emanating this air of professionalism, where he doesn't seem to be emotionally investing himself in what it is that you're telling him, if that makes sense.
Hopefully you see that these conspiracies perhaps lay deeper than you think.
Yes, rivers run deep. Well, not all waters run deep, but yes, intrigue in politics is without bounds, to be sure.
It's a nice way of putting it.
In this moment, as you guys are kind of like near the teleportation circle, as you all have, were like looking at like, hey, look what I found, and you started discussing. Tamarin, you specifically feel a wild magic surge like behind you. Like you just feel like wild magic going absolutely insane. Like it starts as this spark and it just exponentially logarithmically just starts ramping up like real fast. And you have like a split second to react to it.
Something's happening. Back up.
Okay.
Sorcerer hands.
Sorcerer hands, you got it. What was that one thing you did when you were going through and you just were walking the money? Sneak like a sorcerer. Great. You sense this coming from the teleportation circle. Macheni, you feel a tear in space-time. Like a planar portal. This isn't a teleportation. Right. This is something else. This is your tether like comes super taut, like a braided metal cable is yanking your sternum out of your chest, and you almost feel as if you have to hold yourself up, as this feels like there's a well wall right next to you.
Why is no one acting? Why is everyone acting up?
And this is where is this happening exactly?
Like centered on the teleportation circle.
Oh, guys, yeah, back up. This is it's one of the well type, but it feels like it, but it's not. It's very. Oh,
you see this like arcane energy that formed this like kind of like nebulous, kind of like weird tear, and it starts to sputter and meld and warble, and it like you can actually see the fabric of space actually ripple there as this tear, like a lightning strike, opens this, and Zari Lotfi tears her way through this tear open in this space, and you see behind them in the background the ambient light of the well wall continuum. As Zari Lotfi tears their way out, screaming, on her forehead is the hand of one of the faceless, as it's trying to pull her back in.
Quickly grab her and try to pull her out.
I'll try to just slice that hand off.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna get some proper music in here, quick. Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack. Tamarin, go ahead and roll
Should I roll
athletics
athletic?
check. Yeah.
18 to hit.
5.
5. Tamron, you're like trying, but you're like slipping, and you feel like the wild magic interacting with you as it's kind of like, and it goes like shocks you, and you're like as you try to pull her in. You make a hit, Machete. Go ahead, roll your damage. Nakano, what are you doing?
I'm helping to pull.
Okay, so you can give Tamron advantage if you like on that roll.
I will. Yeah.
As you like
That's better.
dig in your spidery limbs as they all like stab into like daggers into wood and like act as grounding poles as you grab onto Tamron.
17 then.
17. You start to wrench her from this hole. You slash. How much damage did you do, Machete?
11.
11. You slash this thing at the elbow as it's now only holding on to have like half of its sinews, as it just starts to stretch and snap, and as it snaps, that black mist and smoke comes up, and catalyst dust drops to the floor on top of the
catalyst and put it.
You grab it.
Okay, onto the teleportation circle.
Do I
Zari
see anything
Lotfi.
while I'm doing that? No.
In a second, let me just. Yes, we'll get to that. I'm not going to mess you up with time. You will see some stuff with your past perception. Let me just finish explaining this. Nakano, Tamron, and Zari Lotfi tumble backwards into the Sutamabura as the tear is still open. Scoop, you see through the tear the entire crew from Zonkor and all of the others that are there within a well continuum within this tear, being assailed by the Faceless.
Rest of the crew's in there. What do I do?
And this like tear is amorphous. It's not like stationary, and this like it's like as if you take a piece of paper and kind of like tear it, except it's constantly changing and moving around. It's elongated, and so you have to like keep looking to get a different perspective, or you'll lose sight of them. And it's like shuddering open and close and rippling through space. It is the weirdest thing. If 3-dimensional space was 2-dimensional.
Can I tie myself via a rope to the ship's mast really quick, and then channel my inner warrior and my other selves and try to stabilize with that connection by stabilizing that rift for a moment so people can try to...
Awesome. Super cool idea. Yes, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say your ranger subclass is what's tied to this. I'm going to say go ahead and roll a wisdom check. Depending on how well you do is depending on how like you're pretty much trying to use the tether as usually it's like a hook that's in your chest that tries to pull you into the continuum. You're trying to use it as like a braided cable between two scissors and try to keep it open. That's like
right,
so it won't close.
I cast light on the rope too, so it's like magically enhanced and harder to break. In a sense,
that's more of an if you're talking about magically enhancing something so it's harder to break. That's more of an enchantment thing that it's like creating a magical item over years or months and weeks of enchantment. But you can cast light on it in order for it to be more easily visible for those within and without, if you'd like.
Okay.
And this is just tied around my waist to the ship. That rope, not the actual tether, the ethereal kind of tether to the portal. Basically, or the world continuum.
Yes. So, like, you can't cast light on a non-corporeal entity, a Scoop, unfortunately. So, because the tether that she's talking about is this, like, non-physical thing that's like a part of her being that's going into the well continuum. She's tying a rope also around her waist to the mast so she doesn't get pulled into it while she's trying to hold it in. But you run over to it and you put 2 hands on both sides of the tear, and you just with all your strength and you see your feet or hands going like phasing in and out of reality as they like go through the tear and then grab the tear, and you feel like the purchase is there and also not there, and it comes and goes, but you are effectively holding this portal open, and it is working.
Hold
on one second. Depending on how well you rolled in your wisdom check is going to tell you for how long.
16.
16. Okay, you feel like you have a pretty firm grasp on being able to keep this thing open. Yes, Scoop.
Can I use thaumaturgy to create harmless tremors in the in that weird thing? Because I feel like
through the portal.
Yeah, through the portal. Like
Yeah.
create vibrations because they're faceless. So I just assuming they attract by vibration.
Oh, so they have eyes. They have like these glowing eyes on their face. Remember, they just don't have nose or mouth or ears.
Oh, okay.
Remember how they look like? They kind of have that teardrop shape face with just those like weird eyes that were like their sockets are like crackling out and they kind of glow. And their body has a bunch of cracks in it, and you can see this like glowing like aether within. Yes, you can do that if you'd like. Nakano and Tamron, you tumble backward, and you see Zari Lotfi. You go like, turns, stand up. Will you get here fast? Quick! Help me get the others!
All right. I'll hold it open as
Tamron,
long as
you're
I can.
muted.
Sorry. I will cast Magic Missile at 2nd level to create 4 darts to attack whichever 4 seemed like faceless seemed to be
Cool, you're
causing
like
the most trouble.
doing cover fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, you got it. Go ahead and roll damage for those, just so I know, because they automatically hit. So just roll damage for those, so I know how much damage. Nakano, what are you doing?
Can I look? I don't have my. Maybe I could use my web to assist with the portal.
Did you say? I'm sorry. I'm having trouble. Can you just get a little closer?
With the portal, I can help with the portal.
With what?
With my web, maybe. I'm just trying to. How I can
Sure. Yeah, you could try. Yeah, if that's what you'd like to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Describe to me how you want to try to keep the portal open with your web.
Attach it to each end, and then
like the exterior edges.
Yeah.
As if it's like a doorway you're trying to keep open.
Like a door open. Okay.
Cool. So like double doors that you're trying to stick to the wall that they're like the hinges are tied to. Awesome. What a cool idea. Sure. Go ahead. Here's what I'm going to say. It is a magical spell, so it will interact with magic. I'm going to say roll just a straight dexterity check to see how well you get this without hindering the doorway or hitting Macheni or anything like that.
I use a bonus action.
Absolutely.
I got a 13.
A 13. So yeah, it's not great, but it's not pretty. But it does appear to be like you feel some of Macheni as you're holding it open. You feel like half of the weight of holding it open be relieved as these magical webs attach to the rafters and the hull, and they start to kind of hold this thing open. You can do your bonus action. Yes, a scoop.
Thank you. That helps.
I'm gonna cast Sanctuary myself.
That's a bonus action?
It's a bonus action.
Cool.
And I'm going to go in while eating 4 HP pools from the bread.
Great, so you
4 HP.
start munching on your elven toast, cast Sanctuary on yourself, and cannonball through the rift.
And I'll leave one just in my mouth. 1 pool in my mouth.
Oh, very anime toast, late for school style. You got it.
Yes.
You cannonball through there. You feel the threshold change as you enter the well wall continuum, as you feel like the whooshing wind of the downstream pulling you in one direction. Everywhere. Everyone's here. All of the people from Zankor, the original crew of the Sutamabura. You see Korsh has got his axe out and he's trying to swing at these faceless, trying to fend everybody off. Some stuff happened while they were on the ship together. It appears that some camaraderie has grown as everybody seems to be working together. As I had mentioned before, Zari Lotfi had gone missing, and that so had Fruit Lavoud. Fruit Lavoud is not here. Zari Lotfi is. Zari Lotfi was the one that came through the tear first, which is now on the, and she was the. Oh, I am so sorry. It wasn't Zari Lotfi. It was Fenmi. I am so sorry. It was not Zari Lotfi. It was Fenmi. I'm sorry. I got my names mixed up. Fenmi was the one that came through the rift. Neither Zari Lotfi or Fruit Lavud are here. So Fenmi came through the rift. Apologies. Lots of names here. Sometimes we get confused. So that's okay. But yes, you appear that the more apt members who are warriors have kind of like formed a perimeter around those that aren't, and they are trying to defend themselves from the faceless. A Scoop, with your passive perception, you hear the howl of a growler come from or a grueler come from down the upstream from the well wall. One of the dimensional creatures that you had fought before. You have very little time to get these people out of here. It also seems very
get in.
Thaumaturgy scream.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It also seems a little odd to you that these people are still here after being here for like a day. If this is where they were for like a day. Great. That's what you do. You barrel in. You've got your thing. A couple people look injured, but no one mortally so. This looks like this battle just started.
I cast Magic Missile a while ago.
Yes. Did you give me the damage for that?
Do you want them individually or all together?
Just give it to me all together because I can split it.
14.
14 damage. Okay. You see, two of the faceless get severely injured and aren't capable of combat anymore. They are surrounded by 12 of these faceless and the grueler that's now coming down, or that you hear at least a Scoop coming down the well wall continuum. Great. Machete, you're holding this thing open. Please just roll another wisdom check. These are going to be compounding. If you ever do bad, these things are going to happen. Nakano, you casted your web. What else are you doing?
Can I continue to help Machete?
I think I've got that. As long as you keep concentrating, help get those people out. 19 right. For the score on that.
You got it. Awesome. Yeah, you've got a firm grasp on this with the web and your tether. You're holding this open for the foreseeable future, at least. You don't know how long you can do it, but you're okay right now.
All right, so I'll go help everyone else.
You skitter in through the rift. Right behind you is Fenmi, who jumps, doesn't jump back in, but it's kind of forming a chain to make it easier to get people out. And she just screams, "Everybody get out immediately! Let's go! Quickly, this way!" And a bunch of the people, the circle, the perimeter that was defending them kind of opens up into a U at the spot where the rift is, and people start to file out and just start to jump through. People are taking their turns to just jump through. Wow, two natural 20s and a 19. They're doing amazingly well. They're about 14 of them get through in the next 6 seconds as they just. There are no strangers to having to work very, very fast. And they're also extremely dexterous individuals living on cliffs and ropes and what have you. However, Nakano, as you go through, you see the Seeker. The Seeker is injured. The Seeker has a very fresh slash wound across their bicep and is bleeding profusely. It's not a mortal wound, but they are hindered quite a bit. You land near them, looks up at you, says, "I am sorry, this spell did not go off as we wanted it to. I don't know where we are." Please get everyone else to safety before you help me.
Okay.
And you see
quickly.
Captain Imada Yukari is there holding the head and the torso of of the Seeker. And she says, "You heard the men, go!" Nakano, what do you do?
Grab everyone. Go.
Great. Yeah, I'll say that you can, if you want to, you can grab like one individual at a time and skitter through. Because grabbing two, I mean, they're
Not that
still
strong.
humans, or not humans. They're still like humanoids. They're like, weigh over 100 pounds each. You can like skitter one of them through at a time, or you can
Good idea.
like provide cover, or you can like aid a couple more of them. It's entirely up to you how you want to do this. What do you get creative if you like?
Get them out first. Get them one at. I'm gonna run one at a time, and I'm fast, so.
Yeah, I'll say that some of them that have fallen down from like not being able to like react perfectly, like really low on initiative and have fallen down prone and everything. You just like go in and pick one of the younger ones up, just snatch him out of the air and skitter back out the rift. And the rift kind of crackles and hits you with the spark on the way out as it is in protest staying open. The universe hates this. It does not. This is not supposed to be happening. It doesn't like this. It is fighting back. You only take 1 point of lightning damage but you do get like shocked in the shoulder. But you shrug it off and you throw the individual in and you go back through the rift.
Sorry, I didn't do my wild magic when I did magic.
That's okay. Actually,
We're good.
because of this,
Okay, though.
I need you to roll that at disadvantage because wild magic is being compounded
Oh.
in this moment.
We still good.
Okay.
2 9s. That's funny. It's wild.
Okay, Macheni, you're still doing that. You're okay for right now because you roll really high. Scoop, what are you doing? You got the bread in your mouth.
I am pretty much just trying to take as much damage as possible, or as much I'm blocking everyone. Pretty much.
Okay, you want to like interpose
So
yourself between.
I'm doing dodge with Sanctuary along with trying to,
I understand.
make sure
Mechanically, I understand what you're trying to do. Role play wise, I understand. You're trying to become a human shield and interpose yourself between the faceless and the civilians so that they have time to escape. Granted, you got it. You're doing a really great job. These people try to hit you and then have to go hit somebody else, but then you like dodge in the way of them. You take 3 points of slashing damage as some of these. You take only a total of 4 points of slashing damage as 3 of these faceless make attacks on you at disadvantage because. Pardon me. Yeah, you're okay. Some of them had to make an attack on one of the other ones that were recent because they were Sanctuary. However, you interposed yourself in between them and took the hit anyway. I get what you're trying to do. You're like, yeah, but it's working. Nobody is getting it. You're taking all the damage right now. Nobody else is taking any damage. Great.
Is Sanctuary a concentration spell?
No.
Okay.
It's not?
Nope.
Wild. What a dope spell.
Sanctuary is a wisdom, but they have to.
No, there's
Okay.
a concentration mention of like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah. No, it's not concentration. It's just
Wild.
if they attack, they 16 wisdom save. Or
Yeah, it's not a concentration spell. That's correct. Well, you just pop it.
That's awesome.
Great. It just ends if you do anything hostile.
Yes.
Okay, so this is working. I'm just gonna make a couple rolls here. Ooh. Okay. Korsh swings his hammer wide, misses entirely, gets it like some of it gets like lodged in the well continuum, and you see like the axe itself kind of like shudder, and then just get like almost as if it was like thrown out of a plane that was in motion in the air, just go down the stream, caught along the edge of the well-worn continuum, and then you see like another like the small tear, and then repair itself as Korsh has completely lost his weapon and is set upon by 6 faceless all at the same time. Oof. I shit you not, that's 3 natural 20s.
That's insane odds, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've had 5 naturals.
I don't know what's going on. He goes down immediately. He goes down. He took over 56 points of damage. Just being, he's being absolutely torn apart by these things. You see him like screaming, just like go, as he like falls down, just being torn apart by these things. He's still alive, but he's unconscious. More people make it through. Nakano, you get another person through. One of the youngsters this time. Tamara, what are you doing? You're muted.
Your mic.
Jump through and try to save Korsh. Try to grab him, pull him through.
Okay, you jump through. As you're jumping through, Tamara, you hear from above, "What's going on down there?" Just from like the deck above, as Hurt's up there and not down here. You jump through. Go ahead.
Yep.
I will say, here's the deal. I'll say if you use your action and your movement, if you use your action to dash and your movement, you can get to Korsh. You will also then be engaged with, I believe, 6 faceless within melee of 6 faceless.
Yeah,
because he's surrounded by 8 of them.
Okay.
Okay, you do it. You get right up next to him.
Woo!
That's your action and your movement.
Mm-hmm.
You have bonus action if you like it.
Pick him up.
Yeah, it's more of like part of your movement, but yeah, you can put your arm under him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're still surrounded by a shit ton of these guys.
Yeah, I know.
Great. Trisheni, do another wisdom. I'm sorry, Miss Sheni. Do another wisdom check for me. Nakano, anything new? You see Korsh and now Tamarin are surrounded. I can't hear you, Angela.
How many more people do I have to bring to?
Most of them are done. You have about like 4 or 5 more like non-warrior people. The
Yeah.
Lavuda's not here. Korsh, Captain Amada, and Zari Lafi's not here either. So I believe the members that are left of the original crew are only Captain Amada and Korsh, if I remember correctly. I don't believe there was anybody else, because the other 2 were like the original officers of the crew. Anyway, there are other like crew members here, but they are here as well. They've been moving out with the Corps.
Never mind. I was gonna say Wrath of the Storm, but because you rolled so quick,
That's okay. You could do it. It's totally fine.
Would that be considered an attack?
Is that?
That's a very good question. It's a very good question.
With an attack, yeah.
Well, if a warded creature makes an attack or casts a spell that affects an enemy creature, the spell ends. Unfortunately, Wrath of the Storm is not a spell. It is not a spell. It's not an opportunity attack. It is a reaction that is not an attack because it forces a saving throw. So in fact, it doesn't fit into either of these things. So you can absolutely do it without letting Sanctuary drop.
Oh, it does say opportunity attack on D&D Beyond, but whatever.
That's because it uses a reaction, and D&D Beyond likes to just make things succinct. It's actually not an opportunity attack. It's forcing a saving throw as a reaction, and it's not a spell, so you can absolutely do it. I failed the dexterity saving throw.
Okay, just continue on. I'll just play it.
Okay, yep, you got it. Great, Macheni, what'd you get on your wisdom?
22. It was initially cocked.
You tear it open even further. Nakano, you feel like if you wanted to now, you could get 2 people through it at once.
All right.
Go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I say that? Like, I think I'm just imagining that, like, my eyes, like how they normally like change with like as I'm doing like planar warrior and stuff like that's happening right now.
Absolutely.
Basically.
Your eyes actually look just like the faceless. As they light up just like the faceless. Tamron, you are set upon by a ton of these things. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Get them, guys.
17. What's your AC? Just so I know.
14, but shield. Let me roll a wild magic.
Okay, so that's going to be... So I have to beat a 19. Or a 19 or higher then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does this shield just stay up for the rest of these rounds, or?
Yeah, it stays up for until your next turn.
Oh, great. Okay. So
all of these hits are going to hit the shield.
No wild magic.
Okay, great. I'm going to roll. I'll let you know how many hits hit you. That's 1 hit. Nope.
For real? The fuck?
I rolled a 19 on the die.
Damn.
That's 2 hits. That's 3 hits. 4 hits. And that's
How many? What? I thought there were 6. How many are there?
There's more coming. There was at that moment. Now there's more. There was 8, and all 8 decided to attack you. And that, like, you don't understand how the well continuum, like the faceless come out of the walls. They just keep fucking coming. It's not something that stops. And there was a massive amount of people here all at once. That's a huge shout. Hey, I'm here. So that's like from all over they're coming.
Yeah.
There's small transgressions, like a group of 6 people going in and out, only get some attention, but massive, 40 plus 50 people, that's a huge transgression, which is why the Grueler is about to arrive as well. So 4 hit you. Ooh. Okay. You take 25 points of slashing damage. You still up?
Yeah.
Okay. It's your turn.
Fucking run.
Okay, you use your action to disengage, I imagine.
Yes. Is my shield still up?
Your shield stops at the beginning of your top of your turn. But you
Okay,
did have
so
the shield for
still is
all
up
of those
then.
attacks, so only less than half of those hits hit you.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I assume I'm provoking a bunch of attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, you'll
right?
be provoking 10 attacks of opportunity if you leave.
But if you disengage, you won't.
You will provoke none.
Oh, I see. Then yeah, I disengage.
Okay, you use your action to disengage. You move 30 feet. You get to the rift, and you have Korsh on you because they were very, very close to the rift, but you don't get through the rift. Korsh is going to roll a death saving throw because they are bleeding
Can I
out.
use bonus action to throw him through?
No, that's more of an action,
Or drop him?
unfortunately.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's quite the thing to do, especially since he's weighs twice as much as you. That's a failure
Did
on
you
his
really?
death saving throw.
I would like to know that her has vineyard.
Oh, the staff of the vineyard. Okay, no, it's got good berries on it. Yep.
Hurt, bring that staff down.
You yell through the rift. She's like, okay. And she just starts, and she's a goblin, so she has bonus action dash. She just, in that one turn, is right there. She's holding the staff.
Give him a berry.
I mean, that's all she can do. Oh wait, no, she has an action, but she can't get any far closer to him. She can throw you a
Throw one
berry.
into his mouth.
This is so wonky. I don't want to set the precedent for this because you absolutely shouldn't be able to do this any other later time. But I'm gonna make just this one time rule of cool. Let's see if Kobe works. As you kind of tilt
Jump shot.
Portia's head back, as she throws a good berry through the rift into somebody's mouth. Oh my, no. It's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
My fucking god. That's the
That's
6th natural 20 I've rolled in the past
I think it's
5
time
minutes.
for dice jail.
Oh my fucking god. That is insane.
That's
That is
insane.
absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah.
I gotta take a picture of this.
Nice shot.
Yeah, so Korsh, you can, as a bonus action, help him chew, I'll say, and he comes back up with one hit point. That is absolutely insane. My god. I love D&D, guys. Great. So Korsh is okay. He's up. He's fucked up as to all hell. But he did kind of sacrifice himself to let everybody else get out. I'll say Nakano, within the next couple seconds or so, you are able to get all of the civilians back out. All that's left now is Captain Imada and the Seeker. Scoop.
Are they making their way to the?
They're
The door?
trying. Captain Mata has the Seeker around their shoulder and is trudging slowly because Captain Mata looked like she took a hit or two as well.
May I do a thing?
You may, but let me tell you what happens first because that was your entire turn. A scoop.
Yeah.
You hear the sound as the growler the gruler just bounding all four legs on the ceiling because gravity is weird here and just jumps and lands right next to you is going to take one massive swipe at you and try to bounce you out of the way to get to the transgressors. That is a 17 to hit.
I have Sanctuary on.
Oh,
along with
right.
them.
So wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throw plus. That's only 11, so they can't hit you. Can't hit you.
They move on. They try
Has
move
to
on
choose a
somehow.
different. Yeah, has to choose
Or
a
they can
different
have-
target. But it's out of movement, so I guess the attack is just wasted. Wow. So tries to like just screams at you and like raises their hand and just like a gorilla pounds the ground. They have to roll it every attack, or is it just once and then that's it? That's it. I think it's every attack, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. Within range attack until the spell ends. Any creature who wards with an attack will harmful.
With an attack. Okay, so it's
spell
going to take its second attack on you. See if the wisdom saving throw. Still a failure. It does it again. It's just very mad. It's standing in front of you, just like, why can't I hit you? This is really upsetting me. Great. Yes, you can do a thing now, Tamron.
To cast lightning bolts at everything in there.
Sure. Okay, so here's the deal.
and
You
use-
can either choose a bunch of the faceless, or you can choose the gruler.
How does
Because they're coming from two different
How does
directions.
a scoop look?
I'm pretty fucked up. Like,
Are you?
Yeah, I'm on my last breath.
Shit. Okay. Fuck.
I need HP.
The faceless are closer to Captain Amada and the Seeker, and the gruler is being held off by a scoop.
What do I do? Can I do two things?
I mean, you have meta magic that could allow you to do two things.
No, I don't have that.
Oh, you don't have quicken spell or twin spell?
No, I have careful and empowered.
Okay.
Can I move into a position where I'm like behind a scoop? So I'm firing towards the gruler and towards the faceless.
It's a very good question.
I'm trying to like picture the field.
Yeah.
I'm not really
So
sure.
because it's a corridor, right? So it's like two-dimensional, and the rift is kind of coming at a diagonal and an angle into the corridor from the side. So you could do that. You're closer to the gruler and Scoop than you are Captain Amada and the. Here, how about I just draw it? So like this is the corridor, and you're kind of coming in. The rift is this squiggly line. Whoop. So this is the corridor, right? And the rift is this squiggly line coming in at this direction.
Okay.
The gruler is right here, and a scoop is right here, and a bunch of the faceless are like all over here, kind of swarming, and Captain Amada and or like
can I
right
get
there.
behind the gruler?
You can. You want to go like around here and
I
try
want to get right there.
So here's the deal: you're gonna hit all of your friends if you do that. You're gonna hit.
Oh
a
no,
scoop
I'm not though. Oh, but I'm not.
with careful spell.
With careful spell, spend 3 sorcery points.
Dope as shit. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So this is really cool. So you cast this lightning bolt, and it just right when it like it's supposed to just be this straight arc of lightning that just shoots through everything, but right when it gets to a scoop, it just goes and it just arcs in 2 pieces and just goes around him like a current, and it does the same thing, and as it intertwines again, and then splits, and then constitutes itself past Imada Yukari and the Seeker. It's absolutely insane too, because it looks like a DNA helicase that's going perfectly around a scoop and the other 2. So fucking cool. I'm gonna roll a ton of dex saves over here. That's a failure for the gruler. Absolutely is really bad. Okay.
Oh, let me also roll my wild magic. Oh, that was close. We're good.
Okay, so half fail and half succeed for the so pretty average for the faceless.
I'm wondering. Never mind.
What an awesome use of careful spell. How cool is that? The imagery is beautiful.
– 26.
26 points of damage. The Grueler is hurt. It's not like on its last legs by any stretch of the imagination, but it is hurt. All of the faceless that failed their saving throw just poof into that black smoke and a catalyst dust. Quite a few of the remaining ones are heavily injured. Some ones that have been previously injured by Korsh are gone. At the moment, there are only 4 or 5 faceless still within the combat. There was like 15. Now there's like only 4 or 5. You really leveled the battlefield with that one. Great. Nakano, you see a moment. While the faceless are regathering themselves and recomposing themselves, you feel like you could go in there and possibly like help them move faster as you kind of like are like got your limbs kind of like hanging in a sideways angle from the rift.
Okay.
However, you are not sure. Here's the deal. You're either going to have to take a bunch of hits from these faceless, or you're going to have to drop concentration on your web. Because well, I guess you don't have to drop concentration on your web because you don't have any other spells and you can't use web again, right?
No, I can't.
Okay, so yeah, I guess you don't have to drop concentration on your web, but you're most likely, unless you like do something else, you're going to take a bunch of attacks of opportunity from these guys as you try to help them move away.
Could you do disengage as a bonus action though?
I mean, I could disengage.
You can, as a rogue, you absolutely can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do this whole like where like cars are in a pipeline and they go upside down with this as Nakano go and kind of come up and scoop them with a bunch of your limbs, and you grab them and kind of do like a barrel roll in like one of those like Ip Man barrel rolls, and end up like with them all in your clutches, both of them in your clutches, a good like 5 or 10 feet closer to the rift. Now on their turn, they can move without getting attacks of opportunity. That's pretty much what you did. You like scoop them right out of immediate danger.
Cool. That's really cool.
Go ahead and roll an acrobatics check to see if you, because this was a dope fucking move. Let's see if you suffer any like deleterious effects from it.
I got 25.
25. Deftly, expertly, like you've been doing this in your entire life. You corkscrew on the pipeline, scoop them up along the way, spin through the air, and land superhero landing on 7 of your 8 limbs as they lay next to you. And Captain Mata's just like, great. A scoop. The Grueler is right in front of you.
Everyone's out, right?
No. Amada and Captain Yukari and the Seeker are still in there. They just need until their turn to try to get out. And Tamrin.
Can I push them?
And Nakano.
Can I push them?
Isn't the Grueler
push
still in
him?
front of you?
Is that what
Wait,
you said?
what?
Can you push him? Is that what you asked me?
Push them, and out.
Oh, you're not that close to them. You're kind of like engaged
Also,
with
isn't
the
the
Grueler.
Grueler still in front of you?
Yeah, it's right in front of you. It's like right there, right in your face, 5 feet from you. You've kind of like separated yourself a little bit from the group there, where they're a little bit farther away from them than they are. What are you gonna do?
I don't have.
You can just stand there if you want.
Can I move like a little bit? No. I'm gonna disengage and just run.
Okay, you're gonna disengage and run for the rift.
I'm like,
Get out of here!
Now get.
You just
Come
tell
on now.
you
Run.
tell the gruler to
Arm-
get. Wonderful.
Should I run?
And then you run, and it tries to swipe at you while you leave, but you take your action to duck out of the way. You make it to the rift. You can jump through. You're not that far from the rift. Great. It is then the gruler's turn. The gruler is going to. Yeah, the gruler goes right after you.
Oh.
The
It's
gruler.
getting,
Go ahead.
it's getting close to the.
It's going straight for
opening of the
Nakano.
rift. Okay.
Because Nakano has like interposed herself because she was protecting them. It's going straight for Nakano. Oh, absolute trash. So the first hit misses. And a natural 1 for the second hit. As like one of its claws comes undone and slings across the corridor and just impales one of the faceless. Absolute dog trash. Dog trash. That's a new thing.
Dog. Right.
Dog trash. Great. So, yeah, everyone's okay. Captain Amada Yukari and the Seekers, their turn, they rush to the rift. And as the Seeker runs through the rift, you feel the rift, Misheni, try to just entirely slam itself on you. I need you to please roll a strength saving throw for me.
Please succeed this strength saving throw.
I know.
Look at the puppy.
Oh, pecan.
Oh,
It's
look at the little
pecan.
guy.
It's a mini Dobie.
Strength saving throw. Yeah, that's a dice. See.
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry.
It's okay.
16.
16. Okay, the DC was 15. That was way too close for comfort. You feel this thing like just it's maybe like 2 or 3 inches open. You got like 2 or 3 inches of clearance. Like you could possibly squeeze through it if you want to. This thing, as soon as the transgressor who probably was the Seeker who tried to like activate something went through this, the universe is like, all right, I'm done. And it just went when it really tried to close it on you. You felt like a car door that was slamming on your fingers. It hurt like hell. But you it closed all the way and your fingers hit and it bounced back and you're like holding it open. You're gonna take maximum, you're going to take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing just slams. Well, it's force damage as this thing just slams on you.
Ouch! 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 Okay.
Nakano's still in there. Tamarin's still in there. Tamarin, you're up.
I would like to leave, please.
Okay, you go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw or an acrobatics check to get through this very slim and slender rift.
How far away is it?
You're right there. You're right. You're 5 feet away from it because remember, Korsh is you're still holding Korsh. Neither you or him are through yet.
Oh, so I can't. I was going to Misty Step, so I can't do that.
Hmm.
Well, isn't Korsh alive now? He's back.
He is alive. Yeah, he's gonna go right after you.
All right.
But he's a big dude.
Wait, am I holding him or not?
Yeah. I mean, you're like you got your arm around him, but he hasn't had his turn to stand up yet.
Okay. So does this get us both through, or does it just get me through?
The Misty Step.
No. If I were to roll the dex instead of the Misty Step,
Would
it get me?
I will roll one for him as well. Here's the deal. If you would like, you can roll disadvantage on yours to give him advantage. He's a big dude. His DC is higher. Or you can just do straight rolls. Both of you. As you're like trying to like shove him in before you.
All right. Well, for
It's
the
up to you.
people, right? I'll do disadvantage.
Okay.
Jesus, a 4 and a 2.
Thank God for that advantage, though. I got a natural 1 and an 18.
And I mean, is Benluck even going to do anything? No, right?
Well, it's dexterity saving throw or acrobatics. So depending on your bonuses.
Doesn't make a difference. So 3.
3.
I mean, there's no point in using Benluck, right? I mean,
Korsh does on his, like, because you're kind of like acting simultaneously at this moment, because why not? It does, as you kind of like shove him through and you kind of like use your foot and give Machete a little bit more leverage, just kind of like his rippling muscles just trying to get through like iron bars that are, he obviously is trying to get like a muscle man through iron bars. It doesn't really work, but he does get through. And like you see it's not like blood or scrapes of like if you scrape your chest on stone. It's these like purple arcane just scratch marks along his body as the force damage of the universe is just saying no, 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 no. But he does eventually plop out onto the other side, leaving you there alone. But you're alone now, and you're muted.
Muted.
The bonus action, I would like to Misty Step.
Absolutely, you can do that.
Let me roll my wild magic. What?
Wait, can you pick up that pile before you go?
You can do that. Free object interaction. You can pick up a pile of catalyst dust. Absolutely.
Scoop and no wild magic and pop.
Yay!
And then I'll help when I get on the other side. I'll help keep the thing open.
Okay, you got it. Nakano. Or actually, Captain Amada Yukari and them are going to go first because I just didn't get to yet this round. Natural 20 for the Seeker to get through.
I thought they already went through.
I don't think they did. Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
They did, because that's
Okay.
you described how they got.
Right.
That's how the universe.
Right. Sorry. Lots of stuff going on. Oh, through to the mind. Wonderful. Great. So, Nakano, you are the only one left in this corridor by yourself with the Grueler and like now growing numbers of Faceless.
Run.
Okay.
Run! Grab more dust on your way out.
I'm running.
Yeah, I'm running. Guys, I'm doing it. Sure. So you can either roll a dexterity saving throw or acrobatics check to try to like cartwheel your way through this very, very thin rift.
Acrobatic.
You got it.
All right, that is 17.
17. You like all 8 limbs just cartwheel your way through like a throwing star and just land deftly and lightly on the other side. Another 7-limb landing for you. With that one arm up, you know. And you, Machete, everyone's through. This thing is going to devour you.
Not today, it won't. Let go of the door! And I immediately just pull out an arrow and shoot it and try to just, again, as the rift is closing to...
Sure, you got it. Roll an attack roll. And Tamron and Machete, please roll a dexterity saving throw. I'm going to do one for Fenmi.
What is this dexterity saving throw for?
Yeah.
It's for avoiding the snapback of this thing closing.
Got it. 13.
13. You succeed.
21
Success.
to hit, and then 27 for the dex check.
Oh, amazing. Fenmi does get caught in the blast a little bit in the snap. She takes some damage, but she's okay. Go ahead and roll your damage against, I imagine you're shooting this Grueler.
Yeah, whatever would have been. Yeah, so that's 11 points of piercing damage.
Is that the dogs?
Yeah, I'll fix it
Okay.
in a moment.
All right. Okay.
11 points of piercing.
11 points of piercing damage as it snacks the Grueler in the shoulder, and then you just see it just like crazily coming for you. No eyes, just massive jaws, massive claws coming at you as the rift and this shockwave happens. And as this shockwave happens, like the ripple in space goes horizontally and laterally along the Earth's surface. You see a bunch of the runes spark up and sputter and fade on the teleportation circle. That's where we're going to take our first break, guys. See you back here in about a half an hour. Whoo! Woo! Lots of stuff.
Definitely.
If you're watching this episodically, head over to the next episode. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back in a little bit. And stay safe out there.